Hey, welcome back to Broken Reel 23. I'm going to show you how to tie a little double hook rig. Takes no time at all. If you're fishing from the beach and you need to tie a new rig, you will be done in a few minutes, if not 1 minute. I use this rig a lot to fish for sheephead and drum from the shore, fishing under the pier in a different structure. So you take your swivel, tie it on how you normally tie it on, and make sure when you're done tying it, you get that tag end off, because you never want to leave that, because if you do, it can actually cause the memory to tangle up and all of that. So what you want to do is grab a good bit of line, loop it, and once you have the loop, you double over the line. And I go about 4 or 5 times around, and then you go back through the circle or the hole you made, and then pull it tight. And once you do that, you take your scissors, of course, and then cut it. And that's where your first hook will go. And just so you know, these knots are very strong. I've pulled in 20 and 30 pound reds on them, 20, 30 pound sharks, 40 and 50 pound stingrays, because believe it or not, they love sand fleas as well, and it's very annoying. But when you get something that big, it just shows you that the knot holds and the rig works. So then you go down and do the same thing for your second hook. Make sure you cut it. Then after that, and just remember, on these rigs, you can make them as short as you want or as long as you want. And if you want to use them for pompano, all you have to do is add the bead or the floats. And of course, circle hooks that you use. For this particular rig, I use a little bit different hook, because sheephead and circle hooks don't go so well most of the time. And you have your clip, you just put your weight on. Makes it real easy, so when you're done fishing, you just take off the weight, put it in your box. You don't have it swinging around and hitting anything. These are the hooks. 2/0 owner SSW. Love these hooks. I used to use mosquito hooks, but after having too many of them bent out from sheephead, I switched over, and so far in about 5 or 6 years of using these hooks, I've only had one of these hooks crushed. It was flat as a penny from a big sheephead. So that's what I put on, 2 of them. And they sell them, and I like to go to Strike Zone and buy the bigger packs of them, because I go through quite a few of them. And these work really well for the drum and reds too, because when you're using sand fleas like I do, the drum and redfish love them just as much. And it's fun when you can use just one bait and pull in so many different fish from around structure. And if you want to go solely for drum, I usually buy a live shrimp, pop the tail off, and thread it onto the hook, leave the head on and everything, throw it under. The sheephead will also eat it too, but the drum especially love it like that. Now remember, when you're tying these hooks on, cut the tags off as well. You don't need any memory in the line. You want that line to be nice and straight. This rig is really easy. Learned how to tie it 7 or 8 years ago, and I've been using it ever since. So that's the finished rig. Hook, hook, and swivel. Now the thing to keep in mind is why this works so well when you're throwing at an angle towards structure, so you have the weight on the bottom. That fish hits this hook, or the top hook, you immediately feel the bite on your line. Now with the Carolina rigs throwing at an angle, a lot of times the bait is the fiddler crabs or sand fleas are completely gone, and you never feel a bite. I don't know why, because fishing from the top of the pier structure, feel the bite just fine. And I've used this same rig fishing from the pier, throwing underneath the pier, and we will never get a hit. We go underneath and throw by the pier. It's fish all day. Go figure. Hope this helps someone out.